All right, how about Brock Purdy and the 49ers? Listen, it was a little bit scary there when it looked like he was hurt for a bit, but luckily turned out to not be a key injury. He came right back and just did classic Brock Purdy things. The Niners did classic 49ers things, and they were able to, again, have just another casual, dominant performance offensively. So I want to talk about what they did in this game, because I actually think there were some interesting plays in this one. This wasn't just your typical, guys were open all day, running simple schemes. There was some of that, but there was other interesting plays and some interesting in a bad way defense by the Cardinals. So let's get into all of it. Let's start off with this play because it's a wild one. So, okay. The concept itself, it's a good concept. It's not a crazy concept. It's not something you've never seen before, but it's still a good one. You're going to run a play action to the right. You have kind of, several receivers moving to the offense's right, but then Deebo Samuel is going to be in motion to the left. Hopefully he can get, open in that area. Okay, well, let's see what happens. Watch as when, Purdy runs this play action, he looks over and Samuel is wide open here. I mean, really no Arizona player picks him up whatsoever. So, on one hand, this is very much a good, good scheme by the 49ers for sure. At the same time, though, I mean, it's bad defense. It is. But hey, what do you do if you're a good team? You take advantage of bad defense. As you see, Purdy flips the ball to Deebo Samuel. Listen, the criticism of Purdy, is that, he's in a good situation, so that's why his numbers are inflated. The critics might have a point on this one, right? I mean, definitely Deebo wide open, but hey, what are you supposed to do as a quarterback? Don't have to apologize for your receiver being open, just make the play. So, good stuff by the Niners, not great defense by the Cardinals. But heading over here, listen, I mean, it's a real thing, with the, Brock Purdy stuff, yes, he has those plays that inflate numbers, right? He has those numbers inflators on the tape for sure, but he also has some plays where he legitimately just makes good plays. Something like this. It's a 3rd down and 5. Brandon Ayuk, a one-on-one matchup. Okay, let's see what happens. Right when his play begins, Purdy takes the snap. He looks over to Brandon Ayuk, who is in this, one-on-one matchup here, and, it's not wide open. In fact, this is not open hardly at all. There is a small window, but, who knows how open it's going to be. And you could even argue this is maybe an ill-advised throw to some degree. You are going to have to make the throw all the way towards the sideline. It is going to be a bit of a tough angle. This is not an easy play whatsoever. So, pretty big difference between that first play I showed you and this one. However, Purdy is going to throw this one very accurately, and they are able to pick up a big gain on that one. You pick up the first down, an important gain, I should say, more so than the yardage totals, was just getting the first down on that play. So good stuff by Purdy, but good stuff by Ayuk too, right? Giving him a window and making the play. But again, Purdy is absolutely capable of making tough plays. Also, this play is a weird one by Arizona. I'm not sure exactly what they were trying to do here. This is a 2-man rush they're going with. Okay, the rarely seen 2-man rush. I do wonder if maybe there was some miscommunication and they intended on this being a 3-man rush, but then both guys who, both interior defensive linemen thought they were the guy dropping back. I don't know, something like that. But for Kittle, you see his route on the screen. That's Kittle's route. Just trying to get into a gap in coverage underneath. That's all he's trying to do on this play, which I'm assuming he thought would be a lot easier when you're under the impression of this being maybe a 4-man rush instead of a 2-man rush. Because watch how when Purdy takes the snap, you see a lot of traffic over the middle. But first, further down the field, Brandon Ayuk, the corner is following him over the middle. So that's notable because that means that the area where Ayuk is coming from could be a little open. George Kittle on this play currently has 4 Arizona Cardinals, all around him. I mean, he is surrounded by Cardinals at this point. At the same time, though, Kittle kind of looks around and says, well, wait a second. I mean, clearly this isn't open, but Purdy has time. The 2-man rush did not get there, although actually did a better job than maybe you would expect with just a 2-man rush. But Purdy has time. He's able to step up and has room to, try to make something happen. Watch as Purdy is going to flip the ball to Kittle. Kittle finds the soft spot and is able to make the play. I mean, great awareness by Kittle. Good awareness by Purdy as well to read this and understand where to go with the football. Those two guys just have such chemistry together. They're able to do these things consistently. Weird coverage by the Cardinals. Again, a lot of these plays, weird defense, but like I keep saying, your job isn't to, look impressive. Your job is to put points on the board. And if a team is making weird defensive calls, find a way to make them pay. That's what Kittle and Purdy did on that one. There's always the stuff like this, the simple stuff for the 49ers, but it still is so incredible that they can pull this kind of thing off. So, right off the bat, it's going to be, looks like a Tampa 2 that the Cardinals are going to be in, and you have Kittle running a route that, you can see how it can kind of get almost underneath here. You would almost think typically on a 3rd and 11, this might not work out. However, when it begins, the player who's covering over the middle has his head turned towards the top of the screen. So for Kittle, he ends up being wide open. Despite a free rusher coming towards Purdy, Kittle seems to be in pretty good shape. Watch as Purdy is able to hit Kittle. So, okay, good stuff by Kittle, good stuff by Shanahan, good stuff by Purdy. You've heard it a million times. But here's also what's crazy about this from the 49ers perspective is at this point, okay, you gained yards. You're in a solid spot. But kind of what makes this 49ers team just, one of the things that makes them so incredible is not only can they sort of scheme up these easy 15-plus yard plays, but they get more than that after the catch. Watch as Kittle is going to be able to move after the catch. And listen, I don't think he's the guy who you typically think of when you think of yards after the catch guys on the 49ers. Usually probably Samuel and McCaffrey are 1 and 2, Ayuk 3, and Kittle 4. But Ayuk definitely is tough to bring down after the catch because he's so quick and he's just so big. I mean, it's really almost impossible to bring him down, which makes him so effective. Also heading over here, so there's going to be right off the bat, there's going to be an interior defensive lineman that I want you to watch. You're going to notice him really do a good job against the center for San Francisco, is able to generate some pressure, and Purdy's in a little bit of trouble. Now, it's worth noting, Christian McCaffrey is running down the field, and no one's really ready to pick him up, so that's good if you're a 49ers fan, but still, this is, to me, part of the value of Brock Purdy that doesn't really get talked about. We all talk about him as the game manager type, right? But he's not just a game manager. And again, I don't have any issue if he was just a game manager. I think that all the Niners really need is a game manager, and he does the game management aspect of football at a very high level, but that's not all he is. He also can make some playmaking type plays like this one. You see him spin outside the pocket. He is going to throw off balance, and okay, there's an open receiver here. Christian McCaffrey, not exactly a tight coverage on this one. In fact, I don't know if there's a single player within 12 yards of him, so that's pretty good. As you see, McCaffrey, it's, I don't know, maybe a tad high, but again, you're throwing off balance. You'll certainly take that. You know that you're open when you have time to make a catch that causes you to fall down, and you still get up and can get into the end zone without even getting touched. That's pretty good if you can make that happen. So yeah, it's just really good stuff. So yeah, that's how I feel about Purdy. Again, kind of more of the same, almost has become a weekly video that we're doing of how Brock Purdy and the 49ers blew out X team, whatever they happen to be playing. This time it's the Cardinals, and I'm sure it will continue this way for a while. So yeah, good stuff by them. That's what I think. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. Always love hearing from y'all, and of course, as always, thanks for watching.